Welcome to clickmyproject.com.
Now we discuss about new extendable single stage multi-input DC to DC or DC to AC boost converter. Power electronic converters use power semiconductor devices and other passive elements to convert electrical energy from the form supplied by a source to by the required load. The proposed system describes the multi-input DC to DC or DC to AC boost converter. The input source can be regulated by using the single power switch of each unidirectional boost converter. The output reference voltage can be produced with the help of the converter central part, both upper and lower power switches of the bidirectional boost converters, which are complementary switched. The bidirectional boost converter is one of the converters with the best result with low harmonic of AC and DC application. In our proposed work, we will give the input of the converter with multiple DC. Here the multiple DC will be getting from the batteries, PV cells, wind source or etc. And that DC input will be converted to the AC or DC output by using the boost. Example, we will give the 12 volt DC battery with 4 battery and we will get the output as 100 volt DC or the 100 volt AC. In this process, we give the reference signal of converter. That reference signal will be the DC, the output will become the DC manner. If the reference signal will be the AC, the output will be the AC signal. So in this process will be used in the application of DC and both DC and AC, but we will give the input the DC, so that it is a very useful in the current developing world. It is the flow diagram for our proposed work. The multiple input is the input. The multiple input is getting the multiple DCs like a battery etc. That multiple input DC will be given the input of the converter. The converter is a bidirectional converter. The bidirectional converter will be convert the DC to DC or DC to AC with low harmonic or the low losses level. So it is one of the best converter of the all types of converter, and that converters will be operated by the switches, and that switches will be operated by the pulse generator. The pulse generator will be operated by the controller. The controller will be operated by the reference voltage or the error signals. After the switch, the output voltage will be measured. If the output voltage will be AC, then the reference voltage give the AC voltage, and that reference voltage will be getting the error value. That error will be go to the controller. Here we use the fuzzy logic controller for the proposed work. The fuzzy logic controller is one of the controller. It will be the give the best result for controlling purpose, and it is the rule based algorithm, so it will be give the better result, and it changing it by using the error rate automatically by based on the rules, so it is not tunable. It is the advantage of the process. After the controller generate giving the input for the generator, that generator will be generate the pulse for control the switching. The pulse will be controller by the controller by basic the reference signal. So the output voltage, if the frequency will be increased, that type of the switching will be operation. So the output will be cam at low harmonic and the better result. Now we see go to demo of our process. In MATLAB source code, open the main.mdl for open our main model circuit. In our circuit, we will give the multiple DC input, and that input will be connected to the different switches, and after the switches will be connected to the diodes, and in between the switches and the batteries we will use the resistor and the inductor for reducing the harmonics of the input DC voltage, and then both the multiple DC output will be interconnected and it will be connected to the capacitor. After the capacitor, the bidirectional converter will be connected. Here the multiple input given by both side of the converters, and then the converter main circuit will be connected to the batteries, and then output of the battery will be connected to the load. Here the switches of the multiple DC input and also the bidirectional switches controlled by the controllers. Here the multiple inputs going through the capacitor and also the another side of will be coming to the capacitor and both will be interconnected, so the battery getting the voltage of both sources. Example, if the left side of the multiple DC input, the input voltage is 18 volt and also the right side of the multiple input, the input voltage will be the 70, the overall input voltage will be 150 and that will be connected to the battery. If the battery will be the low voltage, then it will be charging and it will be give the from the load, or else the battery will be fully charged, the converter output directly go to the load and then the load will be getting the voltage with with combine of both left and right side multiple DC inputs. Here the controller is control the all switches in our circuit. Now we going to discuss about the controller. In the controller, we use the fuzzy logic controller. The fuzzy logic controller, we will give the reference DC voltage, and that reference DC voltage will be go to one integration function. After the integration function, the will be both will be integrated. The both will be means the left side of the multiple input and the right side of the multiple input will be interconnected, and it will be go to the fuzzy logic controller. And the fuzzy logic controller will be generate the signals of maintaining the multiple DC input to AC or DC, and then the pulse generator we will give the reference signal. That reference signal is generate the our output is AC or DC, and now we will give the AC input, our output will be come to AC and it will be reduce the low harmonic level, or else if we give the DC input, our output will be DC with pure DC form, and it will be used for many applications for maintain the voltage with multiple DC inputs. Thank you.